Hey there, Dr. Charlie Brown here. Today's Charlie Chat. This is my second one in a row, so yes, totally wearing the same things. Today I want to talk about birthing consciousness anew. So it has occurred to me lately that the time we're in right now, we're definitely being birthed to a collective new level of consciousness, of ways of being in the world, of ways of being ourselves, like individually and collectively. We are mid-labor. Now, at this moment in my life, I have not given birth, and so I can't give you all of the specifics about birth, but I know enough about it to understand that we are currently being birthed. I know that it's messy. Birth comes from being in one comfortable, concentrated place and coming out into a new world that has all different rules and terrors and excitements. And it's just this whole thing, it's a whole world of newness. And we don't always know what to do or how to be in this new world. If you think about a baby coming out of its mother, our cosmic mother is pushing right now, kind of as we speak. And we aren't quite there yet. We haven't quite gotten to this new world, but this portal of birth is this amazing pathway to newness, to being culturally new, to being individually new, to being collectively new. What and how do we want to finish the labor process? We see many of the old structures crumbling. We see many ideas that have been long buried coming to light in a really large and broad way. Many of these ideas weren't actually buried. They were just kind of kept alive in very niche spaces. We see women, and women, you be very clear that women birthing newness is literally what has kept our human civilization going for millennia, as it were. And so do recognize how sacred a task it is to be a woman who is able to give birth, and how cosmically called we are to be these stewardesses of birthing the new. This is true at a level of consciousness too. One of my professors, Dr. Judy Grahn, she has a book, she has many books. She's an OG poet who is one of the foremothers of the gay rights activists for women, which is what it was called in 60s, 70s, moving forward. She has a book called Blood, Bread, and Roses, in which she describes menstruating women as the thing, the impetus for moving from humans or from apes to humans. That somewhere some menstruating ape suddenly was by herself and had consciousness of something outside herself, the moon, which is what menstruation cycles are often entrained to, or certainly were historically, very likely were historically. So women as birthers, women as the entities of a species who are able to give birth, who are able to bring life to this new thing, is also what we need. This is very much in line with the re-rise of women and women's ways of being, women's ways of knowing. And historically, this is just a cycle. This is a pattern. Women were once revered all over the world, and many cultures were matrifocal and matrilineal. So matrifocal means Things revolve around the mother. Often a mother and her adult daughters would live on the same compound, and men would pass through. They were travelers, and it wasn't known until about 5, maybe 10,000 years, which is relatively recent in human history. It wasn't known until then that men were even involved in bringing forth children at all. Because if a traveler came through and then 9 months later, that traveler was no longer here, 9 months later, a woman gave birth, those things were not necessarily connected in many cultures until fairly recently in human history. So right now, if we think of this as birth and we're mid-labor, we're kind of in the birth canal, maybe our shoulder has come out, but probably not yet. We might not even have been crowned yet. As far as a society, a collective society, I'm talking about humanity. I'm talking about humans everywhere on the planet Earth. As a society, we are being birthed into this new thing. And the terrifying part is that we don't know the rules. We don't know what it means to be harmonious. We don't really know. There's so many places in the world that don't know what it means to be peaceful. Can we disagree and not have to cause harm to one another as we are birthed through this canal of consciousness, as we move our collective humanity to a new level where things will be different. Things will be much more, I suspect, kind of cosmic inspired. We will remember in a deeper way our connection to the cosmos. We will remember that we are made of the stuff of the stars. Like we are cosmic dust brought into a very dense form. But that also means that our senses will be heightened, and our ability to know and cognate and understand will understand more with our bodies than we have previously been doing. So just let me be clear that we are definitely in the middle of being birthed into our next level of consciousness, whatever that may be. So ideas are bubbling, ideas are rising. The ideas aren't new themselves, but they're showing up and showing out in new ways that we haven't seen for a very long time. And so there is comfort and solace in that, and also maybe terror and a lot of fear, a great deal of fear, but just trust yourself. Trust yourself, trust how you feel. We will get through this together. Women have been birthing babies for millennia. Literally, our species has depended on that. So a woman's body, and if we take this as metaphor, the collective cosmic mother's body knows how to give birth, knows how to give life in amazing, life-giving ways is really the way I want to say that. But the cosmic body, the cosmic mother, knows how to birth us into a new level of consciousness, just as the human woman's body, the human female body, knows how to birth a baby into the world, because the perpetuation of our species has depended on it for millennia. So that was a whole lot. Let's take a couple deep breaths to kind of integrate some of that information that was just shared here. So let's take 3 deep breaths together. Breathe all the way, breathe into your nose if you can, all the way into your belly as if you were expanding your belly like a balloon. And as you breathe out, I want you to send that energy down into the earth, out through your feet, out through your pelvis. If you're in a building, if you're inside, out through the foundations of the building into the earth. I want you to breathe up from the earth into your belly, fill it up like a balloon, hold it there. Then I want you to breathe out through the top of your head and into the cosmos. I want you to breathe in from the cosmos. You are that stuff. You are the stuff of the cosmos. And down into the earth. Breathe up from the earth. And out through the cosmos. One more time, we're going to breathe up. We're going to breathe down from the cosmos to our bellies. Hold it there. And breathe down into the earth. Okay. If you want more information about me, about what I do, kind of the things I talk about, also all of the rest of the Charli chats, you can go to drcharliebrown.com. That's Charli with an I, Charli with just an I, and brown like the color. And I hope to connect with you again soon. Take great care.